So we're at 3,096 subscribers on the channel growth, and the reason I went live is to talk about how the name of this live is Music is Spiritual, but I just created an internet radio station on my channel here. So if you go to DJ Crazy Jimmy on YouTube and you look up my live, I have a live that is 24 hours a day music, and right now it's electronic dance music type stuff, so it's dubstep and chill step, but it's taking a little bit of time to get off the ground, but I got some video and audio with it, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited about the possibility of growing an audience with that. And every single day I update the stream with new music and sometimes background visuals. I change the background visuals on there. So we're just trying to get the word out about the live. I want to try to keep it, chill step and dubstep. But, I was thinking about changing the genre of music on this live. Maybe by like the week, by the hour, or something like that. But, when creating a YouTube channel isn't just about creating a YouTube channel isn't just about posting videos to get likes. I mean, it's like likes and views. It's not the only purpose of creating a YouTube channel. And like, even though that's fun, and as you grow, you can get more views and stuff like that, and metrics, right? But the purpose of YouTube is to like grow a personal brand, or like grow a business. Like, and so that live that I have with the music is kind of like it ties into what I'm doing with my chill step and dubstep music currently. And hello, thanks for stopping by. And so like I have this chill step and dubstep live here with music going 24 hours a day, but it just takes time for it to grow, and that that's what's up. Hello, what's up? Thank you for stopping by. So like we're just trying to grow the channel and get more word out about the chill step and dubstep mix that I have going on the channel, and that's what's up. If I can get more people to tune into the chill step and dubstep, I'll grow that every single day. So that's I work at trying to change the music up every single day a little bit. So anyway, that's just what I'm working on right now. It's been live for like, my live on my chill step and dubstep mix has been live for like 2 days solid with no stop. But then it was live for like 2 days before that. So we're growing. Do you mind making music? Did you start making music because you were depressed, or did you want money? No, I started making music because I like being creative. In school, I played trumpet. I started playing drums when I turned 18. And I stick with the drums. I stay with guitar and trumpet and stuff like that, right? Throughout the years. Music is how do I explain that? There's so much that you can express so much with music. And I think that if you can't find the words to express yourself, music will always speak for you. There's a famous radio DJ in the hometown that I lived in for a while. Famous to the town, but he used to say, where words fail, music speaks. And that's just like his slogan. So, I think when I was, a teenager growing up, I got into music because I had so much to say, but music could speak more for me. And then I found out you can make money doing DJ work. And I turned it into a business for a short period of time. But I wasn't, I didn't just go after music because I didn't just started doing music because I wanted to make money. Is like the reason why. it's energy, it's vibe, it's dancing, it's being creative, all those things. Deep house music, yeah, I like deep house music, EDM stuff. What the reason I got into chill step and dubstep was because I always got stationed when I worked production near the dubstep pit at the shows, and so I would have dubstep drilled into my head for like, hours on end, 12-hour days, 14-hour days for a week. So like I got so used to dubstep and stuff like that. That's where my inspiration came from as far as like EDM stuff. But like deep house or anything, any kind of electronic music is good. I just think it's fun to listen to in the background, and like if you're working on a project or something like that, if you're doing, if you are being creative, dubstep music it gets your mind going. It helps you focus, kind of. I don't know. For me, it does personally. So I feel blessed to have the opportunity to create a station and then make it live and then grow that. It's fun to. Yeah, you're welcome. It's fun to grow an online station. I've done it before. I had an app and stuff like that. I had the DJ Crazy Jimmy app. And I had internet radio stations there, and I had like 13 or 14 stations. And I grew that for a couple of years in like 2017. And I got millions of listeners over that time, but like it ended up failing because I had some technical problems with it. But not to say I can't do it again. So like the first step towards that is just live on YouTube 24 hours a day. So I'm excited to grow that. I guess if you do suffer depression, music can help with that. If any feeling you have, love, hate, anger, depression, hell, when you don't know how you feel, you can put on music and it makes you feel better. So being able to grow this channel, if I can have any kind of blessings with listeners on my Chill Step channel here, on my other live, that would be able to grow that would be amazing, because it would keep me focused on creating, and that was the whole goal of not just to play music, but to create music. And get back in the studio, finish my studio build, because over the years. I've wanted to build a studio where I had, the DAW, and then I had the board, and then the instruments, and I could just write tracks or work with other musicians, right? I've always wanted to do that, where I have a complete setup ready to go at any given time. But I have studio space and rehearsal space and stuff like that, but I don't have like all the gear. If I still want to record, I can record like one instrument at a time and like piece it together, but I don't have it like a professional studio. And I always thought professional studio would be the way to go when it comes to creating music. And if anything, if you have a professional studio with music, you can, other people can hire you to work on their music, and then you can collaborate with people. So, that's always a blessing, to be able to be creative with other people, because then you keep the creativity moving forward always. How many years I got out of creating music or being creative at all. It's just like, it's definitely. Being stuck in the depression or whatever, like not being able to create music is tough. If you do get depressed or whatnot, I think every artist and stuff like that, anybody that's ever been creative, it's definitely gotten to like a rut with not being creative for periods of time. But just trying to grow the channel and grow that live, so I can continue to move forward with it. I do want to get back up to the studio, to the drum rehearsal studio, and I do want to create more shorts with drums, and maybe using some of the music I've created with here and then play with the drums on top of it, and then recreate from that. You know. So, it's, the thing is about being creative. If you are creative, a creative person, it's like you got to be logical and creative at the same time, because you still got to take care of your daily routine and stuff like that. You can't just be creative with struggling artists and stuff like that. It's not. But today's age, we got like YouTube and all the DistroKid and stuff like that. So if you do create music, you can like put it out yourself and grow an audience and stuff like that. And it's a blessing. When I was serious about wanting to do music years ago, like 20 years ago, we didn't have that opportunity to like have a YouTube and DistroKid and stuff like that. If we wanted to write an album, we had to either back it ourselves and pay for the CDs to be made, because there were CDs back then, or get hired, or write a demo that's good enough to get hired, to get signed to a record label. So it wasn't really feasible for a lot of people, just to see if they could, they'd be really good at instruments and stuff like that, but if they can't put a demo together, they weren't able to get a record deal, and they weren't able to get financing to get it promoted and then get the record deal out there. People were, in the early 2000s, I mean, unless you really were solid with a record deal or something like that, you just couldn't make your career happen. So like with YouTube and everything else like that, I mean, the youth has got it easy. I mean, compared to what we used to have. The industry's still the industry. But, I've seen creators on YouTube put together their music and then go tour in less than a couple years. But it was because of YouTube that they did that. Because they built a studio and then started recording music, and then they were playing on the big stage, which is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but YouTube keeps pushing out my live a little bit more every time I go live, but it's hard to it's hard to keep the audience, because I don't really have a focus right now on what I'm working on. That's why I created this YouTube live of dubstep music, right? And it's because I wanted to have a focus, and if it was dubstep for now, at least I could focus on that. So I'm going to release more tracks here. I'm taking some songs out of rotation on this live, the other live I have on the channel here, and I'm adding some new songs to put in rotation. And keep growing it. I was thinking maybe stopping the live for the EDM live, stopping it every 24 hours, and then archiving 12 hours of music on the channel to grow the channel organically that way. So somebody can listen to 12 hours of the latest dubstep tracks that I put on my live. That's an interesting way to grow. Be organic. So, excuse me. We're one subscriber away from 3,100 subscribers. We got a few subscribers on this live. We're one subscriber away from 3,100. That's all we need. 3,100 by the end of this live, if we can make it happen. That's all we need. So, I don't know if it's possible. If anybody's watching and subscribed, or if you could possibly hit that like or subscribe, that's what's up. Why not, right? That's what we need. One more. Just one. Anyway, I'm going to save this change to the audio, to the radio station. Uh-oh. It looks like I got logged out, and I have to log back in to make the changes. So what's your, if you're here watching this live, what's your claim to fame? What's your What's your uh-oh. So everybody's got a TikTok nowadays. I don't go on TikTok. Everybody's got a TikTok. I don't go on TikTok. But I grew a YouTube channel. If I get one more subscriber, that's all. And a little place to put my music and stuff like that on my live here, my other live. This is my other live on the channel. It's got music, and that's what we're doing right now on this screen right here. Working on more music stuff. So that's what's up tonight. The car is in the shop. I got to get the car. The car's in the shop. I have to get it fixed, but I got it back. So I got it back. Fix the car and stuff like that in the next week or so. Excuse me. And get back to the grind. So. Let's just upload these 2 tracks right here. These 2 tracks that I just created just now. Let's name it today's date so I know where it came from. And you know, if we can get that far. Here we go. All right. It seems like my live here got pushed out to a lot of people, and then I gained some subscribers. It got pushed out. My live went to like 43 people at one given time, and then it dwindled down to like 1 or 2 people, and then we don't have anybody in the live anymore. So we got 3 likes. I don't know if that means I have to end this live for the night, but you know, did achieve a little bit of watch hours out of it. But anyway, if you're there, leave a comment. Leave a comment in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to be ending this live a little bit. We got the internet radio station going 24 hours a day. Update the music every day, and we're at 3,099 subscribers. If we get one more by the end of the live, that'd be amazing. But I don't know if it's possible. So anyway, I've only been live 18 minutes. I don't usually go live for more than an hour at a given time. So, you know, there's some YouTubers who go 12, 14, 17, 20 hours live or whatever, but I don't do that. All right. You guys have a good night. Have a good day.